What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thursday night. Back here with the gang, minus one Zach. Don't know where he is. He'll show up if he shows up. You guys can guess the time when he shows up, and if you win, you win. What is up to the chat here? We got Jay Lucian said no books for me for the second straight week. Think you should get back to normal week next week. Is it you're just no books that you want to read, or just that your shop didn't get them?
Oh, real quick, Jay, your book is packed and ready to go, but my posts in Best of the Week only go back 2 weeks, so I don't have your address. I need you to repost that so I can send it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's up, One Slick? Hello to Brian. Hello to Henry Jermick. See the monster's head from Hyde Street coming out of the crate. Look at his head wearing a mask with nails in it. Crazy, man. If you read the story, it's even crazier. Definitely, I will not be shocked if that is not the number one book for all of us this week. Just exceptionally well done writing by Jeff Johns. I believe it's Brian. Is it Brian Hitch on the art?
No, that's Redcoat.
I get confused. There's because some of the art looks similar.
Ivan Rice, I think.
Is it? Let me look.
Yes.
It is Ivan Rice. Ivan Rice is doing storytelling with him too. Danny Miki is doing the inking. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Rice.
Rice does the cover along with Danny Miki and Brad Anderson. The cover you're looking at. Yeah, it's cool. It reminds you of like what was it? Enfield Gang Massacre when they had him propped up in the casket at the sideshow. I think I tell the story about the real story about the cowboy. But yeah, so I kind of like that. It's kind of the cover reminds me of that. Check out the big brain on Brain. What a nerd, right? Okay. Alrighty then. I don't see Maranya, but hopefully she shows up later. Anyone else you might be watching on Twitch or watching YouTube? Yes, I said a word. Say hello. No, we are all friendly here. We do not. If you have a book that you got this week, you want to talk about it, drop something in the chat. Say like, oh, I checked out this book. I was really if you're actually, if you have a top 5, even better, But I'm always curious to see what people are reading. So, and if you're not buying current books, what currently are you reading for your back issues of comic books? But alrighty though, I go get going. Maybe Zach will pop in soon. Or not. We don't know. Alrighty. 6, 7, 8. I have 8 books this week, including a Walking Dead and a facsimile. Walking Dead is 108. Introduction of Ezekiel. Some of you may know the actor from he plays Cyborg in Teen Titans. That is actually the actor in the TV series. It's a good book, and you open up and it says Negan saying, "Let the slaughter begin." For those who aren't reading this, or have never read it, you kind of missed out on your chance of collecting it, individual issues. These have little backup stories there, plus some cutting room floor stuff that originally was not in the first time around series. So it gets character concepts and some other notes that Kirkman had. It's really cool. These are so the original cover is this, and this is the new cover for cover A, and does not say the. Yeah, it's $3.99. So fun series, Walking Dead, man. One of the books I really got into, and I really wish I would have been collecting when it began, because I saw it and I said, "What is this indie bullshit, black and white stuff?" And I didn't even get past the first cover, and I just passed it up. So, stupid me. This is the other facsimile song came out this week. Third appearance of the JLA, with the first appearance of Amazo. Dr. Ivo. And it comes with everything, including the back cover. And it's all. The only thing well, actually, no, I take it back. It does have a glossy cover, but it's newsprint on the inside for the facsimiles, which is amazing, considering it's only $3.99 for this. So, very cool book. Very cool facsimile. Way cheaper than trying to buy the originals. Alrighty then. Number 8 for me today is Terminator. Book has been delayed for about 2-3 weeks. Got it yesterday. Read it. Sucked. I'm probably dropping this title. So far, all we know from the very beginning is that basically the Terminators, instead of going after John Connor and all the other ones, are going after John Connor's army. The people he leads, the people that survived the 1997 Judgment Day. So they're sending Terminators back in time to kill them, and this time they go back and they take the place of these astronauts. They're going to put this satellite into orbit, and we get Terminators in space, pretty much. Yeah.
Pigs in space.
But we get Terminators here. These two astronauts go to from their shuttle. They're from X5, whatever shuttle, and they're trying to get to X4. Why aren't you guys responding? Turns out they're dead. They're Terminator. It's pretty horrific. Throws some skin at them. At the guy, the first guy gets his helmet shield smashed in, dies. And then the last guy kills the Terminator, throws it off the satellite, lets the satellite go, and puts it in orbit, only to die at the end. And it's a little tidbit at the back, of this. Well, a lot of the interiors is this. You're seeing a lot of advertisements for Dynamite books. That's the other thing. It's annoying me. But like I said, this is the interiors. Art isn't bad. The story is just bland. Very bland. Like, these are people that are characters I have no desire, I have no sympathy for them, because they don't tell any information about these characters that give you any information like who they are, why they're important. You just, every week or every issue is a random issue just saying, Terminator's here to send to kill this person. Sometimes they survive, sometimes they don't. And at the end, there is usually a little backup story on this. I mean, there are some cool shots though. But this is the end of the issue. Shows the Terminator skull going into the atmosphere. And there was, a little bit more buried. It's called Buried Alive. Sal Crivelli's been doing the backup story, and it's confusing as frick because the last couple of issues just kept reprinting the same one over and over again. If this is not, this is a preview, or is this supposed to be a side story? If it's a side story, it's a mess. They need to get Joe Corallo in there and edit this crap, or somebody who's competent who knows how to say either make up your mind, decide you're going to put out a book called Buried Alive, whatever it is, or don't put it in the back of the book. It's an incoherent mess. So, like I said, I really love Terminator. It's really cool stuff. The Terminators look sick in this. They look pretty cool. Here it shows the actual Terminator. This is the Terminator. And then he just yeets it off the ship and he says, "Get off my freaking satellite," and throws him into space. Only realize that he's still attached somehow to the ship, so his limbs are still moving, like he's got phantom limbs. So he gets an arm grabs him. Then he just disconnects the head and lets it just burn up. Yeah, it's like I said, this is a nothing burger. I'd pass it. I've given this more than enough issues to try and hopefully it gets better. This is issue 5 of how many boring ones you're gonna have. All right. All right, number 7 for this week. The final issue of Batman Full Moon. It's a variant cover. Francavilla, I think it is. Yeah, Francavilla. Rodney Barnes is the writer. Steven Subic does the art and cover. Well, for the main cover, but Russ Wooten, the letterer. Yeah. Tier art is really rough on this stuff. Basically wrapping up a story where Bruce Wayne was fighting against this guy who basically was the original Wolfman. I forget what his last name is. Is it Talbot? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. He goes to see this fortune teller trying to seek a cure for the curse. You know, she kind of says it can't. You know, there is no cure for this. You know, if there was, it wouldn't be a curse. And then, so Bruce Wayne basically is traveling in 5 miles east of where Talbot is because they're tracking down because Bruce has a mental link to him now that they're connected and they're both werewolves. Zatanna's with them, and they basically track him down. Meanwhile, Herbert Langstrom, Langstrom is Dr. Langstrom is working alongside a poorly drawn John Constantine who looks like Arliss or whatever the actor's name is. They finally are able to isolate the gene, you know, in this. While Talbot finally accepts that he's cursed and it gives in to the wolf and stuff, and just it's. I'll let. I don't think it's Lawrence Talbot. I think the name's different. The first name.
Yeah, Lawrence Talbot. That was the werewolf's name in the movie.
Yeah, the original movie, but I think his first name is different though. But yeah, it's. I don't know. It's like a gothic horror art they're trying to go for this. So it comes out a little bit rough, a little bit more muddled. So, but it has a happy ending. Bruce gets cured. You know, he even spends time at this church with the people after Alfred gets chewed up by this little young black kid, saying like, you know, Bruce Wayne doesn't give a shit about us. And like, I love how Alfred's like, dude, he's the number 1 donator for all the charities in Gotham. Like, you know, so it ends up Bruce is basically having a happy ending with Zatanna. And I'm not gonna spoil how he got cured, but it wasn't with Alfred's or not Alfred, but Langstrom's cure, or at least a gene that isolates it. You know, I don't know. I felt rushed. So, but then again, I wasn't really a big fan of the series to begin with. So. Think of what you want. All right, number 6 is JSA. A little bit better. We get to learn about who this character on the cover is. Spoiler, it's the new Kid Eternity, who's been trapped in, I guess, the Hell Dimension, which is outside of the Tower of Fate. We get to learn, we get to learn more about Obsidian and Jakeem and where they are. They break out and they realize they're in some kind of labyrinth maze. So, and they kind of leave it at that. Where Beth basically had gone against Vandal Savage's daughter. What was her name again? The first one?
Scandal.
Is it really Scandal? That sounds right. But yeah. Kid Eternity basically frees Hawkman, gives him, and she helps him get his wings and his mace back, and then at the last minute, Kendrick comes and saves him. Artie has done really well. I thought it was overall a good issue, little better than average. Had some good scenes in there, and it tells you a little bit more about what's going on with the characters. You know, and then advertising for the new issue of Dark Patterns, which immediately made me think like, oh, I love this. This book is not as good as Dark Patterns. But then again, you can say they're two different types of storytelling. Yeah, but art overall is decent in this. I mean, this is like your 2000s art. It's not like the art you're getting back with Giffen and or any of the early post-crisis stuff. I think the art's kind
Giffen
of
was the writer. McGuire's the artist you're thinking of.
so. What? I thought DeMatteis was the.
No, it's Giffen and DeMatteis were the writers, and McGuire was the artist.
Oh, that's right. Cool. McGuire. I was forgetting about McGuire. Yeah, but overall, the team learns that they have a traitor on that, and it might be they don't know who it is, but the whole entire time the Injustice gang has basically been watching them, and yeah, advertisement for Hush, finally, 158. So that comes out this month. So I don't know. Like I said, it's I guess it's good, but it's not Jeff Johns good.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a whole lot worse. There's no, I didn't see any diversity, like inclusion and all the other weird stuff they normally put in the books when they have the crappy wannabe writers. So I'll give Joe Vermeer credit for that. It's actually pretty good, but not. It's like I said, it's not the JSA I'm used to reading because I've been reading the JSA by Jeff Johns and Goyer. Been liking that. So they're totally different different animals. But top 5 for this week for me. And hello to Cheeseburgers and Comics. What's up? Yeah, Henry. Space with no stars. Yep. It's Colonel Hollywood. There's no stars. It's a bunch of space. All right. Number 5 is Moon Knight. Mark gets basically talked to by Khonshu while he's kind of like unconscious in a coma. And meanwhile, the other two, the rest of them are basically trying to locate where he is. Art in here is pretty decent too. I've been liking the art in this for here. Like I said, Moon Knight's probably been the only book that I actually been really enjoying at Marvel, other than Ultimate Spider-Man. If Zach shows up, he'll probably talk about the new Ultimates if he got his books or if he even read them. Which was kind of like, oh, introduction of Namor and goodbye Namor. And it was just like I said, I just don't care for Denise Camp, whatever it is. Denise. So
it was kind of an interesting take on that.
It was like a tease. Here's Namor. Sorry, you're not getting Namor.
Psych.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, thank you for sparing Namor from that crappy book. But so basically, the guy is running the drugs in the New York City.
Nah,
I knew it. All right, but anyway, he's in his guardian.
He won't fall for that bait.
He's a master of not falling for that bait. So, it's the new villain in this whole entire arc is a Asgardian guy. He was selling a drug called glitter. That basically, there really is no cure for you. You gotta either keep taking it, and eventually, either way, you're gonna die. But he's got this assassin who basically says, "Why don't we just kill the body?" He's like, "No." He's like, "No, I'm gonna keep it with me." So then Khonshu basically it appeared to the rest of them and spoke through the other brother, the other Moon Knight. Yeah, there's 2 Moon Knights, but only one identifies as Moon Knight. But lets them know where Mark's body is. They basically get Mark's body out of the trunk because he's pit and yeah, it's. I'm not the best storyteller, if you can tell.
Hi, my name is Mark. This is my brother Moon Knight, and this is my other brother Moon Knight.
This is my brother Steven. This is my other brother. Oh, well, yeah. At the end, like I said, the art fluctuates in this book. That's supposed to be Mark without his mask. He looks like an anime character. Where Tigra.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that.
I was like, it's Goku. Basically, they have it's an overdue talk even before the events where Moon Knight was killed in the last story arc. He did not tell her that Hank Pym's alive, and she was pissed about that. And he explains that he says I couldn't tell you before we attacked the Black Spectre. I already told you that. I had two choices. I could tell you and maybe having that in your mind would have gotten you killed that night too, or I could tell you later, even though I knew it hurt you, might even make you hate me. It was a selfish choice, but that doesn't mean it was the wrong one. I can lose your by keeping silent, or everyone could lose you by telling you. You know me, Greer, at times. And at the end, they kind of they fight, argue, and then they make up. So, also, no mention of her son in a while since the first or second arc. But so at the end of this, after Mark said I was playing this whole game stupidly. I was thinking too much about you. I was holding myself back. I wasn't noticing. I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So now he's like, the kid gloves are off, and we're gonna go, take this guy took from us. Now we're gonna get our shit back and just beat the hell out of him, pretty much. Yeah, little pep talk at the end. Yeah, I think this book has another 6 more issues, and they reboot the title again. It's been a fun book though. Top 3 though is gonna blow your mind. Actually, no, that was the top 4 are gonna blow your mind. Number 4, DuckTales. Holy crap! Like I said, and maybe it's because of the heavily on nostalgia, but also because the storytelling has just been fun with this. Anytime you get a story with Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys, it's fun. Brandon Montclair is the writer. Tomasa Ronda is the artist. Nate Cosby is the packager and the editor. But if you're a fan of the original DuckTales, this is what you should be picking up. It is fun. This is cover A. I have of here. This is only $4.99. Basically, and story is that Uncle Scrooge gets mistakenly arrested, and we get basically along with the Beagle Boys, where the nephews are stuck with Ma Beagle on the outside, and yeah, it's a whole story because there's this cave that's basically he never had rights to. It has all these hidden gems and stuff, and he tells the boy it's because Glomgold screwed me over. I couldn't get the actual rights to the claim, and now he wanted to get to it, so he sneaks in with the boys, and while they're digging in, the Beagle Boys are escaping prison. Yeah. At the end of this, basically, the cave-in happens and they get separated. That's why they get separated on the wrong side. The boys have to go, if they trick Ma Beagle into basically helping them rescue Uncle Scrooge from prison. And who's on their phone?
Not me.
Oh Jesus! I thought I had the mic mute. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
next week on Thriller. But overall, like I said, it's a very fun issue. Next week we're gonna have Launchpad's gonna come in. Honestly, this has just been a fun series. These are aimed towards kids and adults of the show, and they said there's no inclusion of any weird indoctrination and stuff. It's just straight up respecting the source material and keeping to that source material, and telling some new creative stories, and just having fun. So, I'm always excited to read more of the DuckTales books whenever it comes out. All right, next number 3 for me for this week is first issue of Darkwing Duck by I think it's David Cablesmith, Brandon Stein. It's just been, like I said, these are just been fun. I've been getting more into the kid books as I get older because I just realized it's these are not being touched. They're not being harmed. It's the other big books with the Marvel and DC. What they're doing is they're basically just retcon after retcon after retcon. This, I can pick up an issue and nothing's really changed. It may be a new writer, but it's the same type of characters. You're still getting cool stories. Yeah, this is Daniel Kibblesmith with Ted Brandt and Rose Stein as the artists. and Deborah Kelly is on the colors. And this is cover 8, and this is only what, $4.99. Now it might be a little pricey because everybody's used to $3.99 stuff. But I noticed that the Disney stuff's been going up a little bit in price. But it's Darkwing Duck. Basically for the first time ever, being Darkwing Duck, pretty much. And he's telling Goslin this bedtime story, and then and this is where Darkwing basically realizes he doesn't have an arch nemesis. So as he's talking to her, and she's like, explaining everything, he's like, you think your arch nemesis, and just basically, if you're a fan of the cartoons, you're getting the same type of characters, same personalities from the cartoons. Nostalgia, as Brian Stam says in the chat, nostalgia and family friendly. That's what these books are. So, some humor, you see here in the top left corner. Drake Mallard actually has a crime reporter thing in her room, and he says, "Well, actually, I have them through all of the house because so basically he gets notified." I love how he goes in the little closet here, and he hits the switch, and it just basically flips him, and he comes out. Cartoon humor. Same thing. He goes. Launchpad shows up. Scares the crap out of him, like he always in the cartoon series. He says, "Watch Goslin, make sure she goes to bed." And he's kind of nervous because, well, for those who watch the show, Goslin pretty much is she's uncontrollable. And I just love this, like the cartoon logic. He just pulls out his little Gatling gun from nowhere. Thinks it's about the size of his head, and he pulls out his pocket. So she convinces Goslin says, "Oh, can I have a glass of water?" Sure. And that's gonna lead to bad stuff with her expression. Meanwhile, down in the other part of the downtown, I think it's Quackburg or Duckburg. I think it's maybe Duckburg. I'm not sure where they are in this location, but Darkwing Duck originally first meets Megavolt. Megavolt's gonna steal this battery, which basically could be never loses its charge. Fortunately for as the scientists tell him, it was only charged a little bit, and he used it on him, so it's useless to him. So Darkwing Duck, being the whole classic duck he is, and being a narcissist, he thinks basically like, oh, I'm the greatest detective. Where would he go? And he thinks for like 13, but would probably be 15 minutes in their thing. And meanwhile, everyone's giving him clues and stuff, and he finds, oh yeah, it's the carnival, the one that only happens once a year, after dark. And he goes there, and it turns out, he's going to run into his daughter Goslin, who basically talked Launchpad into getting water. And as they're out there getting water at this one place, she says, you said I could have a glass of water, and we both agreed that the best water is at the Hamburger Hippos on 4th Street, which just happens to be next door to the carnival where we could smell the cotton candy. And you said it's a shame Hamburger Hippos doesn't sell cotton candy. So here we are. Yeah, she's very manipulative. And so with the basically the classic Darkwing Duck hijinks, defeats the enemy, but won't let him go. And he keeps saying, like, you're my arch nemesis. And he's like, what? I've never even heard of you. And he's like, don't worry, the cops, I'll take him back. And he's like, no, keep him away from me. This guy's crazy. So it's a great introduction to the characters. And looks like the next issue is going to have Bushweed or whatever, or I think it's his name is. But I want to say Bush Rat, but that's not the same thing. But Dr. Bushweed, who's basically the poison ivy from this rogues gallery for Darkwing Duck. Very fun issue. Number 2 for this week is one we've been reading. We've been reading this series, or at least the previous volumes of this series, on the channel here Monday nights around 9 p.m. Eastern. This is Teen Titans Go. And this is just as awesome as it was before. It's the same creative team coming back to continue more with this. Titans are basically called the DC publishing offices, Big Old Castle, and are told that they are canceled, that no one cares about them. They get the classic hijinks. They try the whole thing like, well, I'm basically anything they can to keep themselves be canceled. Beast Boy turns on the Hippos. I'm not leaving. They get thrown down into like this little trapdoor, and the muck you know, the running joke they have in here too is that it's like Raven thinks it's funny to let them fall into the muck than save them, let them, you know, getting dirty. So Robin gets in his mind like he normally does, gets the worst ideas ever, and it's really cool because he's like, well, we'll keep if they don't like us, the audience doesn't like us, we'll keep reinventing ourselves. So the next thing we get to is this really cool like arts scene here, where they're more dramatic, they're more like like epic Titans, like and then like they fight and everything. I love the art on this. So yeah, try again. Yeah. And he's like inner monologuing and stuff. He gets distracted because he was too busy inner monologuing. Cyborg punches Trigon, and then Trigon hits him back. He's like, "Don't worry, teammate. We'll get this. We'll do what we do best. Titans smash." And then they're like, "Well, how about we do another idea? How about we do like an apocalyptic event? You know." And they're supposed to be like zombies, but Beast Boy refuses to say brains. He's like tofu, and like the comment is like Cyborg. He's like, dude, it's brains. It's like, dude, I'm a vegetarian. I can't do that. Oh, I love it. Then the next one is like, well, how about we do like hipster, like we'll just maybe artsy indie comic, and just talking about their moods and everything. Then he gets knocked down by Starfire thing, and she's like, "Oh, mood." I kind of like the way they do the artistic liberties in this. The next thing, because here, not this issue. Quick, I guess it wasn't. The next one they do is Archie. That's kind of funny. Raven even asking, "Is this sanitary?" And it's like, no. And then we get Beast Boy. I choose you. We get Pokemon. And then we get the Tiny Titans. It's all this, and they go back with these pages, and they still get kicked out. Of course, Raven still lets them fall in the muck again because she said it's still funny, a joke. And then basically, Robin's like, "Okay, well, this isn't working." Well, she's like. Because the editors she said like, well, I don't care if you were even the only last comic being published, I still wouldn't publish you guys. You're so they decided to go into other comic book characters, and basically they go into Batman's over in Gotham City, and they basically disable the bat signal so Batman doesn't show up. And then Robin tricks Superman going into deep space, saying, "We found your planet, and there's not this. I swear, it's not a fake, completely authentic and not at all fake research. Demonstrates clearly that the people of your home planet, Krypton, survived in its destruction and are now living happily on the planet 67 light years from Earth." So Superman leaves. The girls go, and then Lex Luthor basically destroys the Metropolis. Then Raven and Starfire basically talk Wonder Woman and ask her about her stuff and the philosophy and all stuff. And so then they get her to just talk about philosophy for the next 30 to 40 minutes. The dragon falls asleep. And at the end of this, they finally get a phone call. And the editor basically says, like, you guys notice you guys have been like everybody else a book. So, what we'd love is crossovers. You guys are back in business. And meanwhile, at the end, what could go wrong is they're buying their comic book from the comic store, walking out, and then they run into basically, the angry heroes. Honestly, Brian Stan, I do hope they go past 3 issues. I've just been loving this. This is a book they should keep going with this. I'm speaking as a person who hated when they got rid of the original series and went to these weird chibi forms, but I admit this is family friendly and good for kids. There's nothing bad in here. That leads me down to my number 2. Oh, the people running the price on this, that was $2.99. So you don't have to worry about that. Spending too much. And that's a full page, full story, 32 pages. Alrighty, and then final book for me this week is Hyde Street. Very fun. I'll show some pages on the inside, and then I'll let Breen kind of tell the story. So you have something to do later. But yeah,
You can go ahead and describe it.
you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, because usually you like, okay, Bankman already said everything, so
Well, if I have some data, I will.
yeah. So maybe as we get this guy named
Be a little careful. That's the one I haven't gotten. So go. I mean, do a lot of stuff, but just don't get the high points.
the high points. All right. So I'm gonna brief it up without spoiling too much. An actor back in the I believe it was the 40s, late 49. They basically wanted to do a story. Universal International presents Abbott Costello meets Frankenstein's brother, and this guy gets tired of being a typecast actor because he's 6'7", and he dreams of being an actor doing other things. So he gets kind of annoyed. He ends up becoming an Frankenstein brother, even though he says like if it's Frankenstein's brother, Frankenstein was a scientist, so technically I should be the monster, Frankenstein's monster's brother. But kind of captures as far as what they did as far as in when what was the original Frankenstein?
Boris Karloff.
Boris Karloff. The way he did the acting was by his eyes, and that's what the guy says here. Like he meets some guy who says like, everyone knows you by your eyes. Eyes are the windows of the soul. Everything, all your expressions comes from your eyes, and if you can do that, who cares what's on you? But like every good story, something happens when someone else shows up. And there's confusion, someone dies, and let's just say there's some good art in here too, and we get to learn more about this character and why. And basically, he's the only person on High Street that doesn't kill, and he saves others from being killed. But art is really good in this. There's retaliation from the boss, and explains how he got the nails in his eyes and all that stuff. Really fun book. Art is really good in this. Definitely worth checking out. And just really well done art. So, and they give you the background actually tells you everything about who the character is, where he's from, and then we get preview for Geiger Volume 2. Which is basically the trade coming out. But overall, still like this. They get the stuff in the background, Hyde Street, amusements. Next issue, it seems like we're going to be getting in that one chick back. The next issue. So, next month is that. Overall, very good issue. And
You mean the chick from the
yeah. And hello to Zach.
Hello.
Well, where was that girl from?
Wasn't that the one shot that they did?
The one shot you didn't like.
Product?
Yeah.
Okay. The one with the
But someone else wrote it though, remember?
About the Devour?
Yeah.
Devour.
Everyone's favorite issue.
So, but don't worry, it's being written by Jeff Johns. It's not there. That other person that wrote it is not writing this one.
Interesting.
The Devour wasn't terrible.
But I think they probably, based on sales, maybe their output, maybe they did hear people saying they didn't like as much. So Jeff Johns has a story, or
maybe it was Jeff Johns' character to begin with, and he gave it to someone else to write an introduction,
and
so
he didn't
later come in.
Well, yeah, at the time he was writing too much, so he let someone else do it. And then so they can have a notch under their belt. Say, like, I wrote this. Someone who's just first starting out.
Yeah.
Or they wrote it and he realized, like, oh, that was a horrible story. So he wants to correct it. I don't know. But
Could be that too.
I'm leaning towards the second, but who knows?
Who can say?
Yeah. Mr. Geekeasy, you want to go next?
Sure.
And also, how's your knee doing?
Yeah, I was about to ask. How's your
I just went to rehab for it today. It's been the other day. I decided to try and go drive to the store, go shopping. They didn't have the little gimp cart there, so I had to walk. And
It's like sign says gimp carts.
yes, that's right. Up here it does.
There's a little guy in a suit, leather suit, gimp.
No, the other type of gimp. But and so this is like Tuesday, and Monday or Tuesday, and it's been hurting like a son of a bumpkin since.
At least you're not going up steps.
Dude, I live on the 3rd floor.
Don't you have an elevator?
No.
Ooh.
Why would I guess you're just trying to? It's just good if you're trying to lose weight, going up and down the stairs.
Actually, in about another pound and a half, I'll be at 100 pounds down. But,
Nice.
Unless the knee goes out, then you.
Yeah.
Then you'll be all down.
Now here's part of the issue with that too. It's my left knee that I had surgery on.
But your right knee's hurting because compensating for the other one.
No.
Really?
I drive a stick shift.
Oh.
So the driving part isn't all that bad because if I can work the clutch quick enough, I've been doing it long enough that I can go quick. But between that and all the walking and stuff, my apartment is not that big, so I can move around
You
up
get
here.
one of those handicap vehicles where they actually have the stick shift on the actual stick.
Yeah, but speaking of which, I am getting. They gave me a form that I can apply for a special handicap permit.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
it got mailed out today, so I will be able to have.
And the good news, it's been warmer by you apparently than it is here. So means, but the dampness was still. You're gonna have that for the rest of your life.
It's 1750, and it is 42 degrees on.
Yeah, you're 10 degrees warmer than I am right now.
March something right now.
Zach's probably like it's 70 degrees outside.
And there's hardly.
Actually, the low tonight is 37. I think it decided to get into the 30s tonight for some reason.
So he's even warmer than you are. He's in Alaska.
Well, no, that's his low. You don't know what his high is right now. He's just
the high today in the, peak was like 70, 71.
Oh, you rat! Yeah, but what time is it now? What is it right now? Do you know?
Right now, it's 8:50 down here right now, and the temperature is 56. When I was outside this afternoon for a walk, we're at 53 degrees right now.
Okay,
but it's supposed to get down to 37. Actually, no, not 37. The low for tonight is 47.
You're only 10 degrees right now. You're only 10 degrees warmer than we are right now.
Yeah.
So, anyway, enough for this Weather Channel stuff.
I know. What are we? People don't come here for that.
It's currently bright and sunny over in Alaska.
I mean, look at that.
Say, snow blindness coming through the window right there.
Good song, by the way.
Well, Eric Breen, where's Eric Breen? He went towards the light.
He'll be back in a second.
I know.
This was free at the counter. I guess our the owner went to Artist Pro or whatever the thing is.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Got a little. It's just a little.
You'd be lucky you got anything. My shop got 2 DC books.
Got ash can. It's a little kind of an ash can, but there's no. So it's a preview.
Where do you put your cigarettes out in that?
Just wherever.
It's an ash can, right?
Yes. Okay, so I have.
It's a dumb name. Don't call it something else that's already known as a cigarette bud dispenser.
It is.
I have 6, and then a trade. One of them I think is a back issue. I'm not sure, but anyway, number 6, The Atom Project. Number 3.
Let's see some interiors of that book.
I don't like the way they draw him.
Is that a mustache?
Goatee or some sorts, I think.
It looks like he has facial hair.
But yeah, it sort of does. But it also looks like he's got. I thought his hair was supposed to be a little different. They've got.
Yeah, his hair is supposed to be like solid, like.
Is that supposed to be Captain Atom?
No, that's
Captain Atom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But his hair looks like.
Remember, his hair was like
way different.
He used to have Colossus hair.
Yeah, exactly. Colossus hair. He used to have that. Now it's all like individualized, like strands of hair. It's weird.
Honestly, they should have done that a long time ago, and should have kept the mullet.
And so I'm gonna drop this one. It's not that good. because you got the two different atoms. They're working on a way to. Ones like this one was free, by the way. They're working on a way to bring people's powers back together. Like the people who got their powers separated because of Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
They're working on getting it back,
Yeah.
and then so it'll reattach back to the original thing, or take them from the people who got powers that shouldn't be theirs.
Yeah.
And Adam, he's taking other people's powers too because of it. So they're after him, trying to, and it's kind of a convoluted mess, but not digging it. But
These are my powers now. I am though.
Well, he doesn't want them. He wants to give them back.
Aren't they one for all?
Yeah.
He's turning into the villain from My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay, then number 5. I've never read it, so I didn't get the reference. That's why I didn't react. Number 5.
hi, Hammer, and he's gone.
Yeah. It's like,
We don't
hey,
know that.
well,
You could come back. We don't know.
No, they squirreled Namor. Whoa, squirrel. That's it. That's all they did
If
with
they
him.
would have had Johnny Storm, he would have woke up his coma and started hitting on Sue. But Sue's not there. They couldn't do that.
Yeah, and it's just like, what's the point? I think they're gonna do something else with them, maybe. I don't know. But I don't like. I mean, this whole making. I think they're kind of equating whoever writing this. He could be equating either the Punisher or people who like the Punisher to
Oh yeah,
Nazis.
with the Red Skull.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, I mean, it's
I
just
saw that they had like the Red Skull camp, a group of mercenaries who one we talked about. I'm like, what are they, MAGA?
No. See, they're fans of the Punisher,
Yes,
and so
but they serve a
then they
Red
have this
Skull.
Red Skull who's just it's a regular person. There's 6 or 7 of them
What
down
the
there.
reveal at the end was really cool about who the Red Skull
Yes,
was.
that
But
was
they,
actually kind of cool.
That was actually. That was
they
interesting.
tell you this is the third incarnation of this, and
Third
this
or
Cap,
fourth, yeah.
and Cap says they all go the same way, taken out. So I'm kind of like, oh, we don't get the actual real Red Skull, at least not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but
He
you
might
see what
be
I'm saying?
dead. Johan
Well, remember
Schmidt
that-
might be dead.
Well,
I mean,
that was the thing. Remember the maker had said anybody who doesn't fall in line.
The one thing I liked about this, the one thing I actually liked what they did with this was
When they start getting a surgery.
was the I forget who it was. The guy who the maker they dropped Tony Stark had given him the powers, the thing where he could get his powers.
oh, John Walker.
John Walker.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
And he went screw it, went to the bad guys with it. I like that.
That was interesting.
And at
That was
first, I was
good.
like, "That's John Walker. Why does he look like twice the size? He looks like Venom size in the '90s." But my favorite part of the whole entire issue when I was going through it was the fact that Tony's on the line talking to Cap, and they're kind of butting heads. They're not really friends, kind of like how they're in the main universe. In this, they're kind of still rocky. Steve's more serious, and Tony is like a kid to him. He really is a kid. Yeah. But I love it while he's talking to him. A team, he's like, why are we going after something that has nothing to do with our plan and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And the whole thing he's talking, it shows behind him. And this is really cool, like cyber, like punk stuff. He's getting a spinal surgery on.
Yeah,
he's lifted up. And I was just like, dang, that's so hardcore. I love that.
I was just thinking, was that his spine he was getting? I guess he was.
Yeah. Zach will show that when he gets to his book. Or do you not have that book?
Oh, I got it. I only got 5 books this week. That's why.
You were right there, Finkman. You were right.
But I mean, like, that's straight up Akira stuff. That's what it looked like. Yeah. But, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the writer, but the art in there, I cannot deny. The art looks good.
Yeah. Was I right about those, or was I reading too much into that whole?
With the Red Skull army?
So what happened was they say that in the history of this Earth, there was a Frank Castle who was like a Punisher. He was a vigilante. I don't think he's alive anymore at this point. But what happened was this Red Skull took Frank Castle's ideology, or not his ideology, but they followed his example basically, and they warped it and twisted it into what you see in the book.
And the soldiers all have the black shirts with the red skull on it.
So they took the skull, but they made it red, and they called themselves the Red Skull.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of propping up. I guess it's like they probably look at Frank as like some kind of Messiah-like guy, even though Frank probably wouldn't have any part of that. They just twisted and dismorphed what he did and used it as grounds to do what they do.
Right.
What they said, they're a bunch of families and kids, working together and they want to new to the government. I was just like, this sounds like whenever writers trash anybody who basically is pro Second Amendment.
Or it's I'm just maybe.
Like I said, I'm seeing that there. Maybe it's not. That's what there. It's just I kind of rolled my eyes at that.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Because it's nothing new. Everyone does it.
What book is this?
Ultimate
the Ultimate
Invasion. Or Ultimate's what it's called. Yeah.
Oh, the Dennis Camp book.
Yeah.
It absolutely is what you think it is. He can't help himself. He's an ideologue.
Next book.
Number 4. Sorry, I'm just icing my leg right here.
That's okay.
Moon Knight. We've already talked about that one.
Thoughts on that? The art was kind of like cartoonish a little bit.
Yeah.
At least when they showed his face, when he took off his mask, he's like a Muppet.
That was when you mentioned the same thing. First thing I thought of when I turned to that page and was reading it, I'm like, that looks fucking. Yeah.
So I guess Alessandro Capuccio is not on. I haven't read Moon Knight yet, so it's not.
The new Moon Knight is a different artist.
It looks like he looks Magna. Yeah, he's just. Yeah, I'm like.
It's Carbone. Whoever that is.
Okay. I haven't read this new issue yet. I'm a little behind on Moon Knight. I gotta get caught up.
Here, let me get the actual artist name. It's Domenico Carbone.
Okay.
I'll just show you what we're talking about, so you can see that art. Here, I'll look quickly. It looks very manga-ish.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
That does not look like Mark at all.
No. And that was also another thing. I was like, who the hell?
I thought it was Gohan.
For a second, I was trying to figure out who it was, and then I'm like, wait, that's supposed to be Mark.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that.
Happy ending for Tiger, though, with him. So
more Tiger in a book. That's all I asked for. That's all I asked for.
Happy ending. Oh, and
it's perfect.
Henry,
right?
Either one of them were fine.
Yeah.
For me, either one of them were good.
Semi-manga-ish, as Henry points out, yes. But it didn't detract from the story. I thought it was okay. I'm just waiting for, we've done the build-up. Next issue, the team's taking the fight back to this Asgardian asshole. Literally, I've been with Moon Knight. It's like, hey, Thor, one of your people's here fucking up and doing drugs here. I think Thor would be more angry at this guy than Moon Knight is. Because, you're setting a bad example. Would really
Thor was off fighting some fourth wall breaking person with Executor.
But I guess it's the first time we ever had a rogue Asgardian being a villain.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
Like I said, it's a new.
Besides Enchantress or Executor.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it turns out it's Loki.
It's like a Utgard, I think Utgard, something like that.
Yeah,
it's some weird version. I'm okay with it though.
But I just as it was weird. I was like, okay, I guess we're doing that, And we want more. We want new characters. We want just retconning the characters that we love. So, all right, Mr. Geekeasy.
Okay, number 3. Batgirl number 5. I think it's 6 issues. So.
Oh, you're still picking up Batgirl?
Yeah, I figured since there's 6, they're only going to be.
Which Batgirl is this?
Cassandra Cain.
Cassandra Cain. And
it's a Cain and Lady Shiva, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And first couple were good. Third one was okay. The fourth one is like okay. But now I'm just like, okay, since it's 6 parts, might as well just do the whole thing and do whatever. So okay, and then this one is Exit City number 4. I'm behind on those.
Exit City. Sorry.
Yeah,
we've been doing that all night, and I'm mad. I'm mad because we should be doing that every single time.
I'm behind because I missed one, so I need to just go back and find all the other ones and read them.
There's a lot of those behind so indie books like that.
That's an interesting shot right there.
Ooh, looks like Kano from
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, that's Kano.
But the first couple were really good. But I want to get, and then of course
What's the
number
price on
one.
that? What's the price on that book?
Oh, it's this is
Look, yeah, it's a very indie book.
it is Mad Cave.
Oh, it is Mad Cave. That's cool. So Mad Cave is a new book out,
It's
or at least not a new book, but it's a
$5,
series I haven't read. So $5, okay.
$4.99, yeah.
Which seems to be the price for a lot of these books, even though they're not the big two. But I think you're getting better quality than you are some of the big two books.
I'd rather pay that for the quality of stuff that we're getting in these books.
And it's sad because like that should be the standard for like the big two, and these companies should be trying to meet them. Instead it's the other way around, where the big two are putting out stuff that they're putting out the third recycled X-Men. Where is Charles Xavier's story? And then on top of this, they're doing the Inhuman. She's now a mutant. As a Phoenix story. Like they're retconning stuff.
So now they're getting a new Phoenix. There's the fifth Phoenix now. Okay.
So where's the Phoenix 5?
Did they open for the Jackson 5?
Right.
Or maybe it was the Osmond.
No, that was
5?
the Roy Kurt 5. They opened up for the Jackson.
Okay. But then, and then number one, and I have not read this, but I would have put it as number one anyway. Hyde Street, because I've loved Hyde Street since it came out, and
he loved Hyde Street when it was still Jekyll Street.
Yep, exactly. I between my leg appointment at 2:30 and then having to go shopping with my sister taking me there, I didn't get back until like 4:30 or something like that. 4:30.
Dude, I understand. We do this a day after the book comes out, so
I don't usually get to read my books until the day after I pick them up.
Yesterday, I just couldn't concentrate. I was in so much pain. I was icing my leg all day and laying down. So I got everything else read except for that one. And then,
do you know where I read my book, Zach?
Where?
Cover rankings.
Where?
During the cover rankings over at I Love Comics every
I read mine like it feels like I'm back in college. I will read them like I'm cramming for a test right before I go out the door to go to Bible study. I'll be reading through them.
College.
Yeah.
Second Bible study. They have a quiz. It's Moon Knight. I mean,
Moon Knight. Yeah, right. Gosh, if they ever start quizzing me in Bible study, I might be in trouble. Yeah, I might be like that. Moon Knight or Fantastic Four.
Are you just snort your book there?
I love the smell of those things.
It's not old enough to have a smell yet, is it?
No, some of the new ones.
But
anyway, this is the trade I picked up.
When you're craving for a fix, anything smells good.
Yeah,
I'll do that with old books. The newsprint ones I know have.
Oh yeah, so you got the Tinian one. That's the second crossover.
It's the second?
I believe so, because I know we read the other one was a different artist, and it was through IDW. That one's through the DC.
Yes. No, it is. Well, at IDW DC.
Okay. Well,
I wasn't sure which one this is because
the one we read is the Nickelodeon one where they went into the Turtles universe on the channel here.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but
that one has the more. I have to say the art was a little more rough.
This one's got really good art.
Where the other one was more kid friendly, I guess, cartoonish. So
I haven't read any of them, but I just saw this.
Honestly, I've heard that both are good. That's what I've heard, and it's James Tinian doing that, and the Turtles look good in that too. Man, if you mess up writing the Turtles, you should not write ever again. Like that's number one. It's easy to do, you know.
What, to mess it up or to write them well?
No, to write it good. They had distinct personalities. You can literally use the 87 or 86 cartoon for the personality distinct, and then you can build off of that. And if you want to make it serious, you can make it more serious if you want to. But as long as you keep the personalities, like that's what everybody wants. I don't want everyone Raphael. I don't like their Last Ronin's like, and especially if I guess the Last Ronin isn't Michelangelo, although it would be hilarious because he's the youngest. Like Michelangelo's now the serious guy. but it wasn't him. It was someone else. But it's probably Jenica.
No, it's a male.
Imagine that. You'll piss off too many people.
I have to ask my brother. My brother reads all the Last Ronins. So my brother's getting very into Ninja Turtles, which is
Isn't there another? Did they just come with another Last Ronin too? They just really do another series.
There's Last Ronin 2. It's like a sequel to Last Ronin.
You know, you're a really great movie series when you have Vanilla Ice doing a song for you, man.
Dude, I mad respect for Vanilla Ice even doing it. A lot of people probably wouldn't have even done it.
Yep.
And
well, he had to.
Even though the Secret Ooze wasn't as great as the first movie because they made it more kid friendly, they kind of changed it. They even got rid of the April O'Neil from the first one. They replaced her too. But
I don't
know. Like I said, I'll just say that Secret of the Ooze, as much as problems it had, it's miles better than that whatever that Michael Bay crap was.
And it also had.
I like the Michael Bay movie.
It also had Kevin Nash in it.
Yes, Kevin Nash as the super shredder of the mutagen. Yeah. So, but all right. Was that it?
Yep.
All right, then. Zach, I guess I'll let you go next.
Dissing my favorite Ninja Turtles movie like that. That's
the Michael Bay ones did not look kid friendly. They look creepy.
Good thing I wasn't a kid going to see it.
Well, in a movie Ninja Turtles, it's generally towards kids.
Was it? Is any Michael Bay movie really geared towards kids?
That's what I mean. Transformers was a kid.
Transformers movies weren't, but they made billions of dollars though. So,
but they got worse as they went on.
Pay attention to what their kids watch.
They got worse.
So many parents let their kids walk into Deadpool.
Transformers got worse as it went on.
That's true. That is fact.
The Dark Side of the Moon. Don't worry, kids are all sleeping.
And so parents actually let them watch. Look at the first. Batman with the Batwang in it, and that's why they had to change that.
There was no Michael Bay Batwang.
No, he's talking about the comic, the Black Label book.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I forgot about it until
I have those copies.
If kids are doing something they're not supposed to, it's up to the parents to punish them.
Correct.
You don't punish the people who put out the product.
That is correct. So these books are not for me. I did get them in the mail. I actually ordered them 3 weeks ago. These are for my brother. He wanted this for his birthday. I got the, speaking of turtles, I got the Turtles Naruto.
You read that?
Very hard to find, number one. My shop wouldn't even order this. I guess they thought it couldn't be found. So I got issue number 1 and then issue number 2. This is my brother wanted for his birthday. So
yeah. Have you read those?
Came in. I know nothing about Naruto and next to nothing about the Turtles. So
I was to say I know more about the Turtles from the cartoon series. And
neither of these are for me.
Naruto, I read it, and maybe because I'm not a Naruto fan, because I've never really watched the anime.
I never have either.
Like, or sorry, is it Naruto?
Naruto. No, you said it right.
I know. Think of manga. Just waiting for the people. We got 15 people watching, Zach.
It's not because of me.
I don't know what it is. I guess
because of me.
They must be bored on a Thursday night.
My shop finally got Nightclub 2, so I finally was able to read this. Very well ended. I enjoyed the ending to this a lot. Looking forward to volume 3. The thing with the elephants was fun. I almost laughed out loud at that. Very good ending. Mark Millar, solid. Between this and the Vatican City comic he's got coming out in a month or so, he's firing off with the vampire stuff.
Vatican City.
Thank you. You're kind of late, but you're getting there.
I wasn't on my.
Like he almost did that with the Italian accent, and that actually would have been funny.
You were when I was doing it originally the first time. You said you weren't going to do it.
That changed my mind.
It's his prerogative. All right, I also got Ultimates. This is issue number 10. Issue number 10. I actually like the art on this one. I think it's some of the best art they've actually had in a while on this. This was fun. You had a lot of the team actually not killing people. There's actually a lot of discussion earlier today about this book and like how easy they talk about killing Nazis. There's actually no killing in this book except for the beginning where it shows the Human Torch incinerates Hitler. But none of these other guys, none of them actually get killed. They get knocked out by shields or trick arrows, or the wasp flies in their heads and gives them a headache. Mm-hmm. But overall, this was good. That ending especially was good.
Oh yeah. I forgot
who the Red Skull, this current one, actually is. I do not think Namor is dead because ever since they said in the book that when I'm assuming it's Atuma, one of his political rivals for Atlantis' throne, whenever he died, the sea life, the plankton, wouldn't eat his body because they knew he was the true king. I'm like, so his body's just going to be there preserved forever and they're not going to do anything with it? That doesn't make sense. I think he's going to come back.
Well, the other thing is that why wasn't it like, was it that they, why didn't it rot? It was mounted by the wall, so why didn't it decay?
Exactly. If the body's not going to decay, I think he's going to come back.
I don't know, but you remind me of that.
I don't know.
You remind me of that part though, with the Wasp and Ant-Man going into people's heads,
going into the ears.
One guy seizes, and I'm thinking like, oh man, like they just murdered these two guys.
I don't think so. I think they just like Ant-Man. I think just like was punching at this guy's ear canal and giving him like a headache.
And I just can't help but going back to when Punisher had the Ant-Man suit and he bursts out the guy.
I saw a picture of that today. I didn't know that was a thing. I knew there was a story where he took one of War Machine's suits. I didn't know he took Ant-Man's helmet at some point. That's bizarre. I don't think I want to read that. I don't know.
If you're watching Reacher, it's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm sure. I see what you did there. It almost went over, but I grabbed it and pulled it down. I watched the new episode today.
I have not yet get a chance to watch it yet.
Probably the only one here that's reading this. This is Uncanny X-Men number 11. Part of this was really cool. I'm kind of scratching my head about some of it. So the part that I thought was cool.
Where's the real cover? You didn't get the other one?
I always get the cover A's. Very rarely will I get other variants because the cover A's are the cheapest ones. So you got two parts to the story. Part one, story A, if you will, is Rogue is running the students, or the team, the X-Men team is running these four new mutants through their version of a danger room, trying to train them and toughen them up after they almost got killed by Sentinel dogs. And the kids kind of treat it like it's a game. They're goofing off with it. They're not taking it seriously. So Rogue whispers to Gambit, like, hey, take one of these guys out. And so Rogue knocks out one of the girls with a card blast. Doesn't hurt her, just knocks her out, just knocks the wind out of her. And kind of surprises all the other kids, surprises Jubilee, and they start to like compare her to Cyclops and everything. I'm like, dude, she trying to save you. I thought it was really good. I thought it was actually interesting what they did with Rogue, having to be the tough mom for a second. I thought that was cool.
Is that the Gail Simone run you're reading then?
This is the Gail Simone. This is the only X-Men one. I'm not reading the McKay run. I'm definitely not reading the NYX run.
Is it tied to all the other events that's going on in X-Men?
So there's an event that's just starting. This is part 1 of 7. It's called X-Manhunt. And that's story B. So story B is... Huh?
Is it the Charles Xavier search for that?
Yeah. So part B, story B is Charles Xavier is locked up in the old the X Mansion, which has been converted into a prison.
Like the very first issue when they showed the prison there, I'm like, and she was talking to someone, it's like, you knew it was Charles Xavier.
Mm-hmm. Well, so he's locked up, and it's kind of weird. I may have to go back and reread some stuff. I may have forgotten some stuff. Because the X-Men were at the prison fighting the Grey Malkin people, but then they kind of left on uneasy terms, and there was like this kind of almost tense diplomacy thing between. It was weird. I need to go back and make sure I'm understanding everything right. But they have Professor X. He's in custody. They've got him like in a chair, and they see that he starts like his heart rate's accelerating. He's overheating his brain, so they try to sedate him. And it's not working. So what happens is they call the X-Men, this team. They go up to the prison. They try to get Professor X to calm down. And Professor X just like knocks them all out, fights them, busts out of prison basically. And that's what the whole upcoming event is about. Professor X is on the run. Apparently he's on the run because he had a kid with Lilandra that I don't care enough about that relationship to follow up on, but apparently he had a daughter with Lilandra who's in danger off somewhere in Shi'ar space somewhere, and so he's trying to get up to her to go help her.
I really wish we could go back and punch Moira McTaggart in the face for causing this whole universe.
Is it Moira McTaggart's fault that he had a kid?
Don't you remember she in that one issue they had a story with her? Is that
I didn't read any of the.
Her mutant ability is she can die and reborn again, and she chooses which universe she wants to be.
No, I know that. I just never read the House of X Powers 10.
So I'm just saying that this wasn't Hickman. This is somebody else.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been Duggan. I don't know, or whatever.
Well, Duggan.
So basically, this universe is
two good issues of something from Duggan.
This universe is the universe that she chose.
For the most part, I mean, I'm liking the Uncanny X-Men book, so at least there's one book I'm reading.
Yeah.
I did get Moon Knight, just haven't read it yet. I'm behind. I think I'm up to issue 3. I need to read 4 and 5, and then I'll read this. I've been liking Moon Knight though. Tigra and Moon Knight are now in my top 5 Marvel couples.
I never would have thought those two would. Well, then again, you go back to West Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers. I mean, the groundwork is laid.
Yeah.
This is my number 1 book of the week. Surprising nobody who knows me. I just really enjoy this. I really dig the artist. The art really pops in this. Actually, these characters, most of them do not appear until the very last page. You do have a little bit of Hawkman and Hawkgirl at the beginning, but most of it is with the younger members trying to get out from the Injustice Society's schemes. I like that they're including Scandal Savage, because I feel like she hasn't been used a lot since Secret Six.
Scandal.
There's some good stuff in here, though, that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the next issue for sure. I think they need to somebody needs to figure out that Obsidian is not Obsidian and that he's actually Psycho Pirate. But overall, this is fun. I'm really enjoying this. Jeff Lemire, so far he's not John's level yet, but he's steadily climbing up the ranks. I'm even enjoying this a little bit more than some of John's latest run that he did. So
really, I was talking to Breen about that. I said I like the book, but I don't like as much as the Goyer Jeff Johns.
Not the Goyer run. I'm talking about the more recent 12.
No, I know. But I was talking to Breen while I was reviewing it. And I said it's like I like it. I don't hate it. I'm currently reading through the first time through Jeff Johns and Goyer's run.
Yeah.
And that's miles better than this is. But Jeff Lemire is still doing a good job though.
I might put this higher than some of it when it was Goyer who was head writing. I might put some of this above that. Of course, the first story arc hasn't even wrapped up yet. So, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm certainly enjoying it a lot more than any other time somebody else has tried to write.
For a hot minute there, I'm like, I thought that Jeff Lemire was Jeff Loeb. Wait, no, that's not. That's all right.
Jeff Loeb. I think that would look a lot.
Because I was trying to think, what else is Jeff Lemire writing other than this?
Jeff Lemire, unless there's a Black Hammer volume coming out soon, I don't know.
I know he was writing Black Hammer and Fish Flies. He did that.
One other thing I got, and it came in the mail this week. I pre-ordered it some time ago. I got the first volume. They did a collection of Rippaverse's first 3 books. So this is Trinity, Volume 1.
How many books?
There's 3 books in here. There's Isom #1, Yara #1, and Alpha Core. Alpha Core was written by Chuck Dixon. Yara was written by the Saska sisters, and then Eric July wrote Isom #1. So all 3 of them are in. It's very thick too, so the issues are pretty lengthy.
What's the price?
This was about $30 too. So roughly you're paying about $10 a story, which the individual issues are probably 20 to 30 on their own. So this is actually a pretty good deal.
Sorry, I wanted to get that, but the shipping on there was just outrageous. But
the shipping I think was about $10. I think for me in Louisiana. But overall, this was really good. I really enjoyed this. The world building is solid. Each of the 3 stories have
crack it open.
Very distinct feels.
Let's see some of the art in there.
Yeah. So the Eric July one, he doesn't spend a lot of time in costume. I'm trying to find a good shot here. They introduce Yara and Alpha Core in the Isom #1, so everybody kind of gets introduced in the first issue.
Okay.
But it's very much an Isom story, and it kind of reads like the main character spends most of his time in cities.
I'm trying to think. That art style kind of reminds me of the early Marvel stuff, 2000 stuff.
Kind of, I can see that.
There's when Captain America died, you had
I can kind of see
you
that.
had Punisher took on the cape or the
Yeah.
mask in the shield.
Yeah.
For a bit during Civil War. Kind of
See,
reminds
the
that kind
artist for this one for Isom was, I can even find you the name. Cliff Richards was the guy who did the art for Isom.
Okay.
There's him in his costume. I think they have a statue they're doing of that picture right there. Like a statue.
Cliff Richards, if I'm not mistaken, was
Yeah.
the artist on some early Buffy's for Dark Horse in the late 90s.
Might be.
Oh, okay.
I have to look it up.
So this story, it kind of plays out. It's very similar to. I thought it was very similar to like Black Lightning on the CW, because Isom was a hero and then he kind of hung up his tights and he was trying to live as a normal person. But then his sister calls him up. One of her friends is missing, so she asks him to help find him, help find her. So he kind of gets pushed back in the game. And he's got an old best friend who's now a crime lord who probably has clues about where she's at. Actually, some of it sounds like Reacher season 3. A girl goes missing and there's a crime boss involved, and so he's got to go like try to dig her out or help her out of that. So it was very good. It's a first issue. It's not a one shot. It very much ends on a to be continued kind of note. But overall, it was very good. There's some other covers.
You are correct, sir. He did some work for DC as well. Justice League Odyssey did some work on that.
Did he really?
Huntress? Yeah,
nice.
Ghost.
Okay.
Dead Reckoning, Contagion, during Arcana, DC Comics 0 year. He's involved with that. So he did some Aquaman, Convergence, Buffy.
Convergence. I remember Convergence.
Yeah.
So this one. So the next one they have in here is Alpha Core. This one was my favorite of the three. This is the Chuck Dixon story. Pencils by Joe Bennett. You have a bunch of different inkers attached. But this is the team book, and it reads a lot like a crime procedural. So the Alpha Corps, they're superheroes that are kind of aligned with the local police force and with the government, basically. Kind of like Ultimates. So you have this Superman kind of esque figure. He has the cape. He flies around. He's kind of a Boy Scout. He's kind of a Boy Scout, but he's a little bit more compliant with the government than I think Superman would be. But he's an interesting character. There's some friction between him and the girl on the team, whose name I don't recall. Valdez. That's her.
At least you can tell it's a woman.
That's true. And she has like these almost. I don't think they're Green Lantern energy, but she has these ropes or whips that she controls that she can send out from her arms. So there's friction between her and the Superman character. And then there's a third guy who didn't really do a whole lot in this issue, but
just kind of like Psylocke. Then it probably has a psychotic. Whips.
Yeah, and then this guy, he just kind of shows up. He's been fairly silent from what I recall. He just shows up and kicks people.
It looks like John Diggle from Arrow.
It kind of does, right? Like Guardian John Diggle? Yeah, a little bit. But it reads very much like a crime procedural. There's, villains that have superpowers that get called in to arrest them and bring them in. And sometimes you might have two different criminals that get arrested for something, and they end up, one might assassinate or conspire with another. So they all kind of tie together. And there's these two there's a brother and sister. They're criminals. They like elite criminals that, like criminal empires. So that, they're trying to muck things up. And this is very much, it is a one-shot story, but there are elements in there that let you know, like, hey, there's going to be more, like there's little bits and pieces here that are going to build up the stuff. So this one, and the art on this one was also really good too. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Just to give you a little bit more.
Just a heads up, we are one subscriber away from being 900 right now. We're at 899.
Oh, nice. Here's one. They fight this guy who has like giant lava monster powers, basically. I thought that was a really cool design.
The hillbilly. It's the
hillbilly with lava skin. I thought that was really cool. So so that was Alpha Core. I thought that one was probably my favorite of the three. They had like this giant helicarrier looking base also. So there's a couple of cues here that they're
You'll have to
borrowing
let me
from
know
all
what you
this.
think of each of the stories when you're done with them. Next time you
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
That's your assignment. You got a week to read that.
Oh no, I read this already.
Oh,
I got
did
it
you?
in over the weekend. So these
Oh.
are some of the covers.
So what would you not
This
rank
is-
them, but I mean like
Yara right there.
well, I guess you could say which is the best story out of the three. And
So of the three, I liked Alpha Core because, like I said, that one's pretty much a self-contained story.
okay.
There are elements of there that's like, oh, this will pay off in maybe the next issue or the next issue, but you can pretty much read through number one and walk away like, oh, okay, I got a whole story there. Isom number one was good. There's a lot of good character work that they're doing, laying down for Isom. That's also a lot of world building happening in there too. So it's establishing relationships. He's got side characters and things like that. He's got a supporting cast. I know we talk about that a lot with the older like Spider-Man and Daredevil.
Like a Hickman book?
Well, yeah, I mean that too.
Yeah.
But Isom number one is very much this is act one or part one of the story. It's the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. Because
you've got to go on and get 2 and 3 to get the whole thing, which isn't bad, but I like to get a whole complete story in one issue if I can.
Oh, speaking of stuff coming out, pretty soon Common America is releasing
a
manga version.
They're getting a manga, yeah, I saw that.
And omnibus.
I've already locked in to get updates on it. And then so Yaira number one, it picks up kind of right after when she showed up in Isom, and she like knocks him out, throws him on a car, and I don't know if she's an alien or a demigod. She's from this other civilization, and she's on Earth, and she's disguised like her day job is she's a PR person for a laboratory, but she's also this demigod character with ice powers and super strength, and so these other people from her world track her to Earth, and they're trying to kill her. They end up killing somebody that's close to her that she struck a friendship with, and I'm trying to find. There's one here of her fighting in a prison breakout where these villains try to start a riot, so she shows up and starts to incapacitate prisoners. This one was pretty good. It reads a little bit differently than Isom, which it's a different writer, different series of writers, so that makes sense. And this one is also, it's pretty much a self-contained story. There is kind of an element of there will be more. There's like a giant double-page spread in there as well. That's really cool. So overall, I really enjoyed this. There's a little bit of Alpha Core in here as well. Can't find a good picture of it, but they show up in here as well. You actually find out. So instead of a demigod, she's kind of like, you remember Hancock, where it's like Will Smith and Uma Thurman. They're like
be together.
Well, they're like these immortal people, right? So she's kind of like that. She's immortal. She was found, and they go into her backstory when you get near the end of the book. She was found by these Vikings in Norway, and she marries like the chieftain and has kids, and they all grow old and die, but she stays the same age. So you kind of find out, a little bit about her backstory there. Overall, it was really good, though. I really enjoyed the hour one. But like I said, my favorite one was probably Alpha Core. They do a little bit more world building as you get to the back of this, too. So there's this really cool. That almost reminded me of like Mark Millar Ultimates right there.
That's a nice shot right there. I like that.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot. So yeah, I was really impressed. I've been wanting to read some stuff from Rippaverse for a while, but just the price of the books, I was just kind of waiting for something to happen. This was really good. So after reading this, I went back and ordered a few other books. I don't know how long it's going to take them to come in. He has a Horseman, which is kind of like a Punisher vigilante-ish character. I don't recall who wrote that one. And then he also has another character called Gooding, who kind of sounds like that New Mutants character that could communicate with machines. I don't know, it was Cypher or Cyber or something. But
reminds me of an old Wildstorm character that could do that too.
Yeah. So I've got a few other books that I ordered. Those will be, I don't know how far out, but they should be coming in soon. I was impressed with this, though. It was really good stuff, especially if these were the first 3 books. and they were all pretty good. I mean, as far as issue number ones go, I think they all did a solid job as far as number one issues
probably
go.
is the best deal right there is for getting 3 books for $30.
All 3 for $30. That's for the paperback. If you got the hardcover, it was a little bit more. But
I mean, it's very. I mean, because I usually don't get those books if they're like, I guess it's spoiled by the Tim Lim where it only costs like $10,
$15, maybe 20 at the most. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I heard was I always hear mixed reviews about Eric July stuff. There's a lot of haters.
There are a lot of haters. Yeah, I got 1 or 2 people
are saying his book is mediocre and all that stuff. So obviously you enjoyed it. So you got your money's worth.
Yeah, no, I did definitely. Like I said, Alpha Core. If I had to rank them, I'd say probably Alpha Core, Yaira, Isom. Probably not. Not that Isom is bad. It's just the other 2 were more complete stories, beginning, middle, end. Than Isom, but they're all good. I hope this says volume 1. So if there's a volume 2 where it's like issue 2 of each story, I'll be picking that up for sure.
Alrighty then.
Look, you birthday party clown. The only crowdfunding books that are good are ones that either never come out or are very, very late.
Or ones that break your jaw, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The ones that break your jaw. The ones about amphibians and salamanders.
Be better, other Zach.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, look, Chuck Dixon wrote one of these, and Mike Barron, that's who's writing the Horseman one. I think it's Mike Barron.
What's interesting about Eric July? He has the unique distinction of being despised by people on both sides of the comic book aisle.
He is in a very unique spot. Yeah. But you know who actually has not slandered or badmouthed him? I've seen some of the mainstream comic people actually come out, whether it's them being polite and trying to put on a nice face or what, but at least they've been cordial on social media as far as I've seen. There's been a handful.
Well, it's a shame. I mean, good for Eric July, but in an industry that doesn't have enough good art to go around, Cliff Richards and Joe Bennett. Joe Bennett was a mainstay at Marvel as recent as Immortal Hulk. And they've both been completely blackballed.
Yep.
Anyway, number 5, Betty and Veronica, Friends Forever, Once Upon a Time. I realized that the only of these Archie books that are worth getting are the ones with Sabrina and her new nemesis, Amber Blackstone. It's just I mean, there's just nothing to them. I mean, they're so homogenous. And there's really no humor, so there's not really much. So I think this is it for me as far as the new Archie stuff.
Get the Salem ones. I love those.
Number 4, Batman Full Moon. They said Venk talked about that. I was underwhelmed by this, honestly.
Same here.
I said I can't say I'm sorry to see that one end. Number 3. JSA, liked it a lot. I was a little confused by there seems to be 7 Obsidians running around.
Well, there's 2. One's real and then one is.
But the way they were going back and forth in the scenes, there was the fake one, the real one, and then
you're right.
By the one the new Dr. Midnight, there was a third one.
She's pulling his body because his mind must be stuck in
his mind. So when he's with Jakeem, that's in his mental state, where his mind is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Kendra swoop in and save Carter. I like that, and the story's progressing. We'll see where it goes. But
I was expecting Carter saying, "I had it handled,"
and I do agree. Like I said, Jeff Lemire is no Jeff Johns, but that's they only have themselves to blame for that because they let Jeff Johns get away.
Yep,
sure.
All right, number 2, Hyde Street. I said, well, Space Ghost came out.
I know.
There's only about 2 or 3 books that would have a shot at toppling Hyde Street. You got Flash Gordon, Space Ghost, Ultimate Spider-Man. If Hyde Street and Redcoat came out the same week, that'd be a tough one. Anyway, the research done with this was impeccable. but when they're talking about how they not only did they say Boris Karloff turned it down, they mentioned Glenn Strange, who was the guy that took over for Boris Karloff when he started turning him down.
Yep, they have a lot of knowledge.
So they had their sense of history.
Is it Price was name dropped too as well?
Yeah, and I'm guessing Oscar Oddman might be like a better looking version of Rondo Hatton, although I could be wrong about that. But this book is just so well done, and it's definitely top 5.
I could say that makes you want to, and plus the whole thing with the scorekeeper, we get to know a little more about him.
But Space Ghost #1, usually whenever it comes out. In this issue, his future self, the Space Spectre, comes back to stop a launch that could leads to Cataclysm, I guess, down the road in his timeline. And Space Ghost is trying to stop him, trying to reach the man that he was, basically trying to reach himself, more or less. So it was very interesting. Then Jan gets dropped off of something. She's falling to her death. And they cut to like the next scene where Space Spectre did save her and then disappeared. So then you're right before whatever's going to happen next in the story. So this, like I said, can't recommend this high enough. David Pepose is just doing the best work of his career.
Nice.
And like I said, it's just tremendous. Buddy of mine gave me a couple of trades this week.
Ooh.
Not new ones. Haven't read this yet. Something called Jazz Age Chronicles.
Ooh,
nice.
Unfortunately, none of the art on the inside looks this good.
I remember seeing that at the Comic Geeks about a month or two ago.
This has been around for out for years.
That doesn't look terrible. Is it all black and white?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, black and white. I can.
Yeah. This came out 14 years ago.
The line work doesn't look bad.
There must be something related to that because I saw something jazz something. But
anyway, what I have read, and I was going to order this. This is another thing from Mad Cave. John Tiffany.
John Hamm. Oh.
That's exactly what he's one of the best hitmen in the world. But now he's got 4 people that he confides with: his pastor, his partner of sorts, who makes it a point to tell us that she's racist and that she voted for Bush and McCain. So that was a little, but then again, I can't stand either one of them now anyway, so who cares? But yeah, it's kind of roll. But she does, she does the right thing, saves him. She's a racist because she isn't like 100% deferential to any race other than whites. She's not she would say black instead of African American, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's another case of a leftist writer thinking they're writing a bad guy and not really so much. But a friend of his and this woman he loves, who's a high-priced hooker, a call girl that's owned by a gangster, and someone tries to take him out in Mexico, and those 4 people are the only ones that knew he was there. So one of the 4 has betrayed him.
It's the racist girl.
It's the pastor.
Pastor?
No, it's kind of interesting the way it unfolds, but it's really good. I mean, it's quite a couple pages of art. It's
okay. Nice.
And we don't see a whole lot. Oh wait, no, I can't show that one because that's topless.
Hold on, I gotta go rewind and pause that.
Hold up, topless is good.
Let's see.
That.
Tired of turning pages. Oh well, I said here's a couple other sample pages, but
okay. The coloring looks good.
Yeah, this is well done. I kind of hope there's a second version. I hope they go back to the well.
Yeah.
But that's like I don't have any back issues, so that's it.
All right. Just looking at that, she was drawn well.
Oh,
Half second pause.
Wow. Oh, and but off the subject of comics, I finished Obliterated today. Venkman, that's as close as you're ever going to get to it. It's like an 8-hour action movie from the 80s on steroids.
Which one is this?
Obliterated.
Okay.
The one with the guy from Legends of Tomorrow and Walking Dead and the girl from Teen Wolf. And
okay.
And like I said, couple of people from a guy, one of the main characters from Breaking Bad is in a handful of them. Guy from The Americans is in a handful of them. And it's just, like I said, it's just beyond absurd, but you'll get hooked. Trust me. Well worth it.
Yeah, I think the reason I got more so fast hooked on Landman because it's Billy Bob Thornton. That's what really grabs me because I'm a really big back. I love his movies really in.
They couldn't be any more opposite if they were, if you had a beauty contest between, Anne Hathaway and Michelle Pfeiffer. We all know Michelle Pfeiffer runs away with that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the reason why I really that show.
No, but Venkman, you watch so much 80s action shit, and they don't make them anymore because they're not allowed to. These people that said, screw it, we're making one.
So for the channel, we watch a lot of 80s stuff. Doesn't mean I love everything we watch.
Well, trust me.
Get a full name.
You would love this.
Yeah.
No, it's
you like the way you look. I guarantee.
Sex, violence, sex. Just
sex and violence.
Things that.
Who's that sitting in my chair?
Things that I mean, it's just like I said. It's just beyond, balls out bonkers. And it's I would say Landman was better. I might have more fun watching Obliterated because it's just what it was not. It wasn't made to do anything but be fun.
I was watching 1923 last week.
Henry, how dare you watch other things?
Two guys fell 20 stories and got up and started fighting.
Oh,
Absolute Batman is awesome, by the way.
So I was going to ask you, since you like team books, what's your feelings on the new team book they're going to be launching now?
Me?
For Absolute Universe.
You asking me?
You're the only one reading it.
Wait, what? Oh, the Absolute Universe. I'm definitely going to be reading Absolute Flash. That's a Jeff Lemire book. Absolute Flash.
They're going to do an Absolute Justice League, as I hear.
I mean, at some point, probably. I mean, depending on who's writing, that's going to be the big thing. Is if it's Scott Snyder.
Didn't you feel it's kind of too early to have a team book? Let them
probably. I mean, what Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are already on issue 6, I think, or they should all be wrapping up their story arcs.
And I am actually reading the Batman.
So. Yeah, I'm reading Batman and Superman, and I'll probably be picking up Flash. Probably not Green Lantern because it's Al Ewing. I'm not a huge Al Ewing fan, although I've heard people tell me his Thor run has been decent.
Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk was awesome.
I heard his Immortal Hulk was good. I've heard some people say his Thor run is good. I know Philip Kennedy Johnson is on Hulk right now. He's got a Hulk versus Thor issue coming up that looks really cool. I may check out Absolute Martian Manhunter. That looks like the trippiest one of the new.
The Roscoe one.
It's not Roscoe. It's
I didn't say Roscoe.
Somebody else did it. Roscoe, I thought was actually pretty good for Martian Manhunter. That series they did all that.
Pico Train.
Exactly. Thank you. It's going after the Bandit.
But no, the Flash. So I like Batman. Absolute Superman is also really good.
Yeah.
Flash. Those are the main 3 that I'm interested in. The Flash one I think looks really cool. They've been showing some preview pages. Absolute Flash could be really fun. If they do Absolute Justice League, I may. I think it might be a little too soon for that. maybe give all the individual characters 2 or 3 stories before they start teaming up.
Absolutely, Captain Marvel. We need that.
But anyway, yeah.
No.
That's my thought on that. I am looking forward to the Spider-Man Wolverine comic, too, from Carrie Andrews and Guggenheim. That one looks fun.
I told you, in stock trades, he went to that, and he's like, holy crap, is it cheap?
It is actually really cheap. It is.
That's where I get my stuff from, and I've got a couple of orders coming.
Nice.
It's been pretty good.
I gotta say one more thing, Vic. In episode 5, the tech girl gets shot in the stomach.
Oh.
By episode 7, she's back in the field helping them. And it takes place in real time. So basically an hour and a half later, she's out of the hospital. I mean, Tony Almeida didn't recover from being shot in the neck as quick as this.
So what you're saying, it's AEW, you get knocked down, but finish your back up.
It's just, like I said, you will, it will satisfy your hot babe quotient. It will satisfy you. You'll laugh out loud in everyone, and just like I said, it's just.
It's just like I've been in like movies before, like was it Josh Tucker Must Die or something like that, or like
Tucker. Okay,
the one where he's like versus the force of evil. Yeah,
I'll say it. Yeah. Well, I think you mixed.
I merged them together. There's
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, that's
which
the one
is
I'm
a
thinking.
great movie. Which is a great.
Well,
movie.
the first half was great. They tried to give it a plot. And that's the thing. This movie doesn't make any pretense. I mean, other than guy has nukes, he's going to blow up Vegas. Other than that, everything else, like the Washington Bureau guy that's in charge of everything, he spends all night downing a bottle of whiskey.
So you know who the greatest B movie villain actor? Dennis Hopper. You put him in any B movie, make him as a villain. The guy succeeds at it. He was in, I believe it was Land of the Dead. He was like the mayor of the town that was still left. And he was like just a piece of shit. That's like he was in Blue Velvet. Yeah. I miss seeing him in movies.
Well, for all the Dennis Hopper movies you saw where he's in those B movies, thank the joys of alcoholism, because otherwise he would have been an A-lister, because he started as one.
Yeah.
And I said, that's why his role as the drunk in Hoosiers was almost like autobiographical for him. And it's a shame, because he was I think he was in Rebel Without a Cause, and he was ticketed for, especially when James Dean died so young. But he had a massive drinking problem.
I mean, he was King Koopa in that horrible Super Mario Brothers movie, but he was awesome. It's like,
we don't talk about that one anymore.
We don't talk about that one.
We have the new Chris Pratt one that we can look at now. We don't need to talk about the old one anymore.
Oh, speaking of that, do you think they're going to do a Donkey Kong spinoff?
Oh God, not with Seth Rogen. Please no. Please no, thank you.
Anyone else watching it? So other shows that are out on TV now. Is Invincible is being adapted. The new season 3 is out. Anybody watching that?
I was. I'm
like, I'm out.
I haven't caught up, but Reacher.
I know Zach's
Reacher has been good. I've been watching Reacher.
That's why I didn't get Hyde Street right today either, because I watched.
This last episode, the one that came out today, was really good.
I watched both issues of Daredevil Born Again and Reacher today, and or maybe Daredevil last night and Reacher today. But
So
I saw Daredevil yesterday morning. I watched both of those episodes. Rookie, I don't think had a new episode this week. I'm
behind in that. I don't think I did.
Rookie's been good. What episode are you up to? Are you up to the latest season?
After she came back and they made up.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little quicker than I thought it would be. But
you didn't respond back to me. I'm like, is he even watching it? Because I was like, I didn't like that character. It's like, really?
Okay, I don't want anybody to say what it is, because Venk hasn't watched it yet. But I thought something happened in this week's Reacher that was almost jumped the shark level.
Almost.
Yeah. And I want you to think about what happened in the episode, and Venk, after you watch it, tell me if you
Beginning, middle, or end?
I would say somewhere towards the middle.
Okay. Oh, man.
Did it have something to do with French?
Can I say he already did jump the shark by jumping into the ocean when it was at nighttime?
No. There's something happened that it just made the people, the supposedly smart people, look incredibly stupid. And
Well, I know. Yeah, I know. I think I might know what you're talking. I might.
do me a favor, DM it to me. I'll tell you if you're right.
Well, I do know in the beginning of the episode, it's probably going to start off with the crew or the FBI agents basically being attacked, and then Reacher's on his way there.
Oh, that scene was fine. That was very Reacher-esque, so zero problem with that.
Someone DM that to me too, so I want to know what the hell they're talking about. I can't figure
I
out.
DM'd. I just DM'd it to Breen.
Yeah, but that's not
All
me.
You mentioned the old Mega Man and an old favorite of mine when credits were rolling. You see a car go by an intersection, wait on the road, and I'm Legend sucks.
I Am Legend is great.
Okay, yeah, Zach, you're read my response. You were absolutely you got the scene right.
I didn't even think about that.
So when
I didn't even think about that.
when Alan Richardson puts on a dress and starts preaching to people.
No, he finds a trident in the closet. He goes and starts Aquamaning people. That's what it is.
Again, like
Yes.
that
Dude,
was.
Have you seen the side by sides of him and Aquaman? Like, why isn't he Aquaman?
There was somebody on Twitter, they posted, man, they should really cast Alan Richardson to play Aquaman in the DCU. And somebody responded, buddy, I got news for you. It's Aquaman in like 3 episodes of Smallville.
Yeah, I said that's. I saw that, and I saw it to me. I said, "What the living f?"
That's kind of a cool scene. The way, I mean, obviously, I think it kind of like now that I know that was there, I'm like, oh, huh.
Well, I missed
at the time. I didn't mind it.
I missed by 1 episode, but I gave myself an exemption because last week's was pretty much a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the show to have a really good idea of something that happens in it.
Yeah.
Because Venkman and I called it 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Wow, 19 people watching her now. Thank you. Did not know I was that, or at least the channel was that popular.
About to say, it's not.
It's a hot minute. They're all gone. They're like, this isn't the channel I was looking for.
This isn't cover rankings.
Can one of you two DM me that so I know what you're
Are you on Twitter?
He is.
Oh. What's your
the same?
His username says, my name is Jeff.
I've got 2. I've got the Geekeasy and my real name, but the Geekeasy will be good.
Eric's is Eric Sean Breen 01, right?
I don't think you. Oh,
I think that's what it is. I can't. It's like I remember that. I had to because I remember I had to add him one time and or write him something. I was like, where the heck is he freaking in? Is he all these other Eric's listed?
There's a shitload of Geekeasies on Twitter.
Okay, let me just
on your Geekeasy ones, is it at what?
You can just invite him to the best of the week you want to.
ERIC.
Alrighty, so what's going on in the chat here? Thanks for suggesting.
Brian says he's calling it a night. He says he has an early day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Brian is out.
Okay, I just followed you. I think so.
But Lindsay says, constantly wonder why Tomb of Dracula Volume 1 is now its 3rd printing, and Volume 2 and 3 can't get a 2nd print. Because they have no faith in the products. They figure maybe the sales for 2 and 3 were down. Is not as much, so they get better at the first ones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, and
yeah.
Okay, what does everyone think about Zach isn't going to be able to answer this question, but the two of you will, about what happened Saturday. A certain turn.
Oh, I know all about that. One of my friends won't shut up about it. Because his name is John Cena.
I watched an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin on this weird channel. But he said like it's probably one of the cleverest things that you've done with John Cena in a while.
Okay, I sent it to you, Jeff.
Because it's leading. He said WWE has a saying, they always have a way of making the most interesting stories at WrestleMania when they build up to it. And John Cena going heel, as he said, it was actually kind of neat. But did you watch the Jon Stewart thing? He said pretty much he's talking about the Zelensky and Trump and VP Lance or Vance, yeah. And he said he said the whole entire the best way to describe what happened, he showed the clip of the John Cena giving a low blow to Cody, and like he said, no, Zelensky is Cody, you know, and then America is John Cena, Russia, Putin is The Rock.
And they've been talking about him turning him heel for years. So they always just wanted to keep it for, you know, they never did it.
When someone goes big in Hollywood, is that when they turn heel?
No,
because when The Rock went big, didn't he turn heel?
They just turned The Rock heel for this storyline.
No.
So Jeff, the reason why he'd never gone heel before now is Vince wouldn't allow it because Cena sold merchandise to the little Jimmies, and he did more work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And there are a lot of I'm going to be kind and say special needs kids that had to be sat down and comforted by their parents after Saturday night because
Jon Stewart,
people that don't know that it's a show,
were
traumatized by it.
So Jon Stewart said he's joking. He's like you should have seen when the parents were trying to make their kids special needs or to get John Cena. He said it was hilarious. If you can find a clip of Jon Stewart from the Daily Show talking about it. He's like, it's like no one saw that coming at all, and it's hilarious. He made the thing. He's like, I know my audience probably doesn't get two shits about it, watch this, but because Jon Stewart actually has been in wrestling before.
Yeah.
He's been, I've invested in it, you know. But
and Cena they'll turn him face again by the end of the year.
Yeah, but there's a guy in town. He's a Down syndrome kid, who Cena is the third coming. I mean,
John Cena has done more Make-A-Wish, than
anybody.
Yeah, than anybody else in the whole world, probably. So. Yeah, but people are bringing up when he was on Divas when he was dating one of the Bell twins.
One.
And it was an episode where she was cooking for him, and then he comes home. He's like, "What the hell?" And then she's like, he's a clean freak. He has a marble countertop and all that stuff, and he's worried about her getting splashing water. She's on the floor, and then obviously it's all scripted, you know. But they said we've been waiting for this John Cena, the real Cena, to show up, not the.
I've always thought he was kind of a d-bag myself.
Yeah. You might once like.
I mean, he probably is. Most celebrities are. But, no. Saturday night, playing Monster Hunter with some friends. Somebody calls us on the phone. He's on speaker yelling, "Do y'all know what just happened? Oh, my gosh, John Cena just turned heel. He sold his soul to..." I was like, dude, shut up. Nobody here cares about WWE. We're playing Monster Hunter. And he still goes off about it.
Yeah, you kids playing Monster Hunter.
It's fun.
As soon as you said who the hell cares about it, that reminds me of that thing from Family Guy you see on all the time.
You know what's crazy about this?
Is a conversation like this.
A lot of the wrestling fans today are the ones who were like 4-year-old or 5-year-old when they saw John Cena in the early 2000s. It's like they're the huge fans now. They're the marks.
Yeah. Some people actually think that he might be bringing back the Dr. Thugonomics.
Dude, I want Thugonomics back so bad, but he's. I think it's one of the best things that's probably piqued my interest.
That saved his career. They're about ready to fire him because he wasn't doing very well. Then he went out.
Well, if Cena got let go, it's like it's not going to hurt him. The guy is.
No, I mean this is at the beginning of his career.
Thugonomics, dude. I thought that was hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely heard him rapping on the plane after flight when he was still just like one of the extras.
Yeah, and
that's how he got his first push. And I don't know if it was after the first match with Angle, and also when he came back, Mark Calloway gave him his props in front of the other wrestlers, and that was a huge endorsement.
Because they said they were about ready to drop him because he wasn't doing well enough, and then Stephanie said, "Hey, this guy can spit lyrics. Let's try that," and that just sent him right through the roofs.
Yeah,
That's from what he says. I mean, I've heard him say that. And Hogan is a bum, listener. I've never liked
Hogan. I know Hogan. Hogan's not a bum. Hogan's cool.
He is.
I still like Hulk Hogan. And, like they're all bad because he said that what he said. How many people have not said that part out loud? That are criticizing him?
I've just never thought his character was
I'm just saying
interesting.
Yeah, I'm just saying because he said the N word. That's all they, and these are all woke idiots. They hate him for this. When other wrestlers have done worse, but they will not let it go. It's become a virtue signal.
Booker T did it in an interview with Gene.
It's like, and they are so mad because now WWE is endorsing him, his new beer and all this stuff. At this point, it's like, honestly, you can hate him as much as you want, but you can't deny that without Hulk Hogan, there would be no wrestling today.
No, you're right about that. I just didn't care about the character. I didn't care about the character.
It drives them nuts. You tell them that.
Oh, I'm not denying his importance. I just didn't really care for the character. Or
the NWO one, that one,
yeah, where he
that was WCW writing. Yeah,
he had never been heel up to that point.
But
who hadn't?
Hogan.
Yeah, he was. He was a big heel in AWA.
Oh, I mean, but people knew him, all that,
But it'd been a while. It'd been well over a decade. So there's.
Yeah, exactly. When
people didn't remember most of it.
Booker T called Hogan the N word. Yeah, so Sherry, you can see her in the background. She's ready to crack up.
Yeah, that was so funny.
But
that's how professional Mean Gene was. He just kept going. He's just like, dude, he just didn't even react.
Yeah, but noticing a lot of moves being copied over at WE now that were AEW that people said they don't like. Hangman Page, especially his move he does, and the flips he does. Logan Paul's doing it now, and like, but Logan Paul does it better. I'm like, it's like you guys are just so tribal at this point. Be happy that there's alternatives. We used to remember before WE came, you had the territories, and then WE said no more territories, pretty much. Now it's back to where it kind of was. There is not exactly as it was at the territories, but there's still alternative wrestling shows you can watch. I think not TNA. What's the other one? The NWO. NWA is now you can watch it live through Twitter. They upload the episodes. And Tessa Blanchard being you're a racist, Chance, and she's just driving off being a heel and doesn't care. I love they're working with it. They want her gone so bad. I'm like, it's like, man, you can't deny that she's a good wrestler. I just half the people that are mad at these characters or these people don't know why they're mad. They're just cheering on. That's what all the riots were. Remember, they talk to like, why are you rioting? I don't know. People are just here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever your opinions on Hulk Hogan or Tessa Blanchard or in that stuff, it's like. You can like who you like what watch AW, don't watch AW, watch WE, don't watch WE, don't watch it at all, like Zach.
That's right. Be cool like me.
End of the day, though, don't say like, you're stupid for watching this or.
The reason he got.
I never said you're stupid for watching. I've said you're stupid for lots of reasons, but not for wrestling.
Sir, I was not a direct attack at you whatsoever.
And
attacking you would be redundant. We've done it so many times.
Well, I'm nothing that's not redundant.
That happened in LA, and you know how LA is. So
LA is a bunch of morons over there.
That's why he got booed. He was in LA, and you know how a bunch of.
Well, I mean, even after that, but I don't know. Yeah. Also, so Breen, you've been watching Netflix Raw, or are you watching it through others?
Well, no, I do, but I'm
Fire Stick.
Well, yeah, because we're reading and then.
So I'm just curious what the quality is. Is this just the same thing? It's just that it's on Netflix instead of being on cable?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So there was no Remember they promised, it's going to be hardcore. There's going to be more swearing.
No, God, no.
I feel like though, when I've tuned in over and watched NXT on CW, it looks better than any Raw or SmackDown. Yeah. So, but
Well, that's because it's the
it's more indie stuff. Feeling.
well, yeah, it's they're not obsessed with showing B-list
Camera.
celebrities and.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm happy right now. There's a AEW pay-per-view coming up this Saturday, I believe, or Sunday. There's another one coming up.
Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah. So hey, it's weird calling a pay-per-view because like I guess this is the first one you can purchase. I don't know. They're all still pay-per-views, but like I felt like with WWE, like they don't do pay-per-views. Theirs is just included in like a package you're watching.
Yeah.
You just have to get Peacock. I mean, yeah, so.
Yeah, that's great.
That's not bad.
What's on Peacock that's worth watching?
Yeah, Parks and Recreation. A lot of sitcoms.
PLEs?
The what?
The PLEs?
PLEs?
Premium Live Events.
Oh.
Okay, what's the premium live event? Sports?
That's what WWE calls for things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, have a good night, Henry Jeremic. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for us for being here. Glenzer, it's always great to see you here on the channel. I think like I only see you at the auction or maybe at some of the cover rankings. Don't see you much anymore. Glad that you guys are doing well. And yeah. Let's see. We were at 899. I wonder if we got to 900. Nope. If you're watching right now and you have not subscribed, you'll be the 900th subscriber. And no, you won't win anything. You'll just have that title. Only though if you have it where people can see what you're probably subscribed to, because it doesn't show up always, on our end.
Oh, really? That's a thing.
No, like we can see if you have your thing set to public, we had, and then we could see who subscribed to us. Like we had
oh, I see what you're saying.
in the YouTube studio, but how long do they take to send items? Sorry, but I just saw that. You're talking about in stock trade, I think.
It depends on if they have it or if they have to send out for it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on if it's in stock or not.
What do you mean if they have it? It's not called out of stock trade.
No, but sometimes they have to go to other places to get it. Like I ordered a couple of books, and like the one that was just ordered, it was sent first, and the ones that was ordered before that still haven't been shipped yet. And stuff like that.
For me, I had 2 books shipped to me. One was a Justice League Unlimited book from the animated series. And then I got another one. I think it was, but it took like about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks is about right.
All
right.
Yeah, mine.
Usually like they ship it through Amazon though, which is kind of weird. Like, so I got like an email notification, like because they use I think they use Amazon shipping. I remember getting a notification
for me or
maybe it wasn't Amazon, but I remember I got an email saying your stuff was on, or did you ship your stuff, and it came like the day later. No. They want me to reach 50 through to save $6. I think it is like you have to spend like at least $50 in order to get the 42% off free shipping.
No, it's just
or it's a free shipping. It's because you automatically get the 42% off.
You always get the you always get the discount. It's just the free shipping.
Starting at 5 a.m. Can't stay up for recovery because they have to work Saturday sometimes. Hey.
Well, hey, you can watch it when you're at work and comment your rankings.
So Zach, what's your excuse why you can't be at the cover rankings?
I have stuff going on every other night of the week.
I feel like you hang out with us once a month, and then it's like, I could hang with them, but I'm spending time with Izzy.
A month is 7 days. I'm here every week almost.
I'm just saying, it just feeling like you're not here that often though.
Gee, hang out.
Well, not all Izzy. I mean, I'm at church a lot more now on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights.
Oh.
Let's hang out with a woman I'm really
Saturday nights I'm playing video games with some friends. I mean,
or deal with a sausage fest. Which one do you want to do? Man, I'd stay with the chick.
Who's saying about sausage, bro?
I mean, I'm from Louisiana. We eat sausage and everything. So.
It's more like a
I'm meeting with the president and Zelensky almost regularly now. He yelled at me over the weekend. Where's the compassion, man?
Yeah, didn't you just recently get back from Japan or something over?
Oh yeah, he was just in Japan. Yeah, he was. That's right. I mean, I was. Yeah.
And he picked up like the complete collection of One Piece.
That's why. Oh, I wish.
Oversized deluxe edition. Huh? Can you imagine One Piece actually had the oversized hardcore deluxe ones, like the big one?
Oh, dude, you'd never be able to open the book. It'd be impossible.
It'd be a tome. Like, yeah, it'd be like this one.
Yeah. Would not.
You could hide a gun in there. Yeah. All right, though. I know, but we don't think everybody bring here. Not really much more to talk about. We kind of talked a little bit about the Daredevil, we talked about a little bit about Reacher a little bit, briefly, and I'm trying to think what else we talked about. Oh, yeah, Obliterated. Landman is a very good series. It's done by Taylor Sheridan. If you like Yellowstone, or I'd say more so like Tulsa King. That's the other Taylor show. No. I feel like Yellowstone might be a little bit more serious than the other two. Yeah.
Yellowstone, yeah, probably. I watched some of the first season. I might have watched the first 2 seasons of Yellowstone, and it was okay. It's pretty good. Very serious.
Yeah.
Some interesting stuff though. I never finished it.
Yeah.
I like the prequels because it's more like like the 18 whatever it was, the one with like Sam Elliott was very Western. The 1923, which I just started, takes place in 1923. There's some Western. There's a lot of Western elements to that as well. But then there's also like 1920s. So you got people with cars and Tommy guns and stuff like that, which is kind of cool.
And then one of them has one of the coolest actors ever in the history of acting in it.
Harrison Ford.
Damn, Skippy Sunshine.
He and Helen Mirren actually they are really good together. I like them too.
As a kid, my family used to call me Indiana Solo just because I was such a big fan of both of them.
Yeah,
I like that.
Asking us, friendly of Mint Comics, the Omar channel. I've never heard of these people. Like I said, we're kind of like in the I Love Comics zone, and that's pretty much about it.
Mint Comics. I've never heard of them.
There was a Mint comic that was
Mint
on
Jewels. I think it's Mint Gems or Mint Jewel or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about, but he's one of those guys that reviews stuff and Fabulous Omar. I think he gets sent stuff by the distributors
New
to read.
Mint Condition. That's it. New Mint Condition with the amazing Omar.
I haven't done any really collabs at all. I mean, the only people that really come on from other channels has been but that's I Love Comics. I'm not just saying I'm not open to it, and just saying it's just never we've done our own thing. I know people. I know somebody.
You had Joe from Joe's Geek Show, huh?
Who's that? Oh yeah. That's a guy abandoned his kid with him, and he's been here ever since.
Who?
You.
You're the kid.
Sorry, I was thinking about something. I know that Breen's done a couple of collabs. I just came across something about a week and a half ago.
Breen is the girl that everybody wants to date, but nobody wants to marry.
No, Breen. He was on. I think
he's on every channel.
He's on a lot. Graphic Man, Thinking Critical.
Channel. I found this video about like 3 weeks ago, which I still haven't finished watching it, but has John Burns art dipped.
Yeah, but Breen's been on. You're friends with a lot of people. I think Wes especially. You've done more, I think, so than over there. Than I think that probably I love. Well, I don't know. Have you done more?
No, God, no.
Is Geeky? Has this become your number one show? Or are you still doing more stuff with other people behind our backs?
Who?
You.
You know that's
I know it's like to hear it.
Did the aficionados last month and made a video with Wes, but it was on graphic about 4 weeks ago, and
I need to know.
I Love Comics.
I need to know what you guys talk about behind that Patreon wall. I can't afford it.
I do one video a week.
I think Casually Comics is a little out of our league. I've seen some of the interviews she's doing.
Yeah,
she's getting like the big, like Mark Millar, Scott Snyder names. Like she's on a whole other level.
I do one stream a week. So that's it.
I hope you do more than that. At least consult your doctor.
Well, Wes has had Mark Millar on
Wes
twice.
is that,
Yeah.
Wes is that big names too.
Yeah, well, Mark Millar, did he end his channel now? He was going to do some more interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Casually Comics is awesome just because you can't tell what side of something she's on. She's just it's Joe Friday. It's just the facts. So you can tell she
I do
research
appreciate that.
So research that fuck out of it and boom, 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 put it in a cash. There's really
honestly, Casual Comics is a really she comes off really nice, very, very educated on the books, opinionated, but not like the point where she just gets like a attitude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not snarky like that. But she does post questions. She's very polite, and when how she goes across stuff, she doesn't give like if she's left leaning or right leaning, and she just makes you think about the book too. So like I said, would she come on this channel? Probably not. Like I said, we're nobodies over here, and I mean, Breen's probably the most popular out of three of us.
The one that I'd like to do one more time, but it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
is Perch's drunk streams.
Never been on it, but I would love to.
I got to do 2 of them. It's Friday nights, but that was before we started reading on Friday nights. That's how long ago it was. But that's how I got to meet Pat Shand. He was on one with me. I didn't know who he was, and then we talked backstage. But
great writer. He's wrote some stuff for Dynamite.
Yeah.
Don't think about Xenoscope.
But Perch doesn't do any live streaming anymore. But those were fun because he used to go. He would take months and just show different comics, and I think he had me on twice because of my back issue knowledge. But
yeah, he used you for your knowledge. What's that like?
I mean, isn't that what we do?
That's the only reason why I've done any of this stuff. The only reason why I've been on any of the channels outside of you fools is I'm old and I've been around forever. I mean, that's how remember the retros that Joe, Wes, and I used to do. And
sir, I still appreciate you for creating fire. It's kept me warm during the winter.
Well, and it takes that fire and eat hot death. One hand washes the other. Now, can we go yet?
Yeah. I just want to say
he's got to get his pudding, and so he can take his pills.
You know what? I have pudding, but I put this big fat cake in front of him in the refrigerator, so I got to eat that first.
Why don't you take the cake, put a hole in it, and put the pudding in the middle of it?
Wait a second. Well, I'll just wait for that to take. Okay, that takes the cake.
Wow.
Summer Geekeasy channel. Is this called the Geekeasy?
Yeah, that's just.
It's 2 words.
One, two, the Geeky, and it's just me doing videos on stuff.
Yeah. All right. Hard Time is like the E's channel, but sadly never appeared and now can't. All right, though. But thank you all for being here. And check out Extreme Movie Show. It's another channel I do. I
think Glenn was talking about Mark C.
Oh, Mark C.
Yeah, because he had the thing was his icon.
Oh yeah, that's right. So many YouTubers we've lost. I think Dante is the latest one.
Yeah, he's gone. I can't imagine he's
Dante's, and I don't say that. Geeky with Dante. What?
Yeah, I was like, he's right here.
Someone are just going to YouTube and type in Big Ugly Dork Chop, and all of Jeff's videos will pop right up.
That's exactly how you do it.
That's how I found you.
You looked up Big Dorks?
No, the Big Ugly, the
Big Ugly Dork Chop.
The U and ugly is capitalized though. Make sure you.
Thank you. All right, so Summer Summoner, you can actually just literally scroll up in the chat. His name's in there. You click on his page. There's a little thing. Or Moroni can link you if she feels like it too. That's what we have moderators for. No.
It's not a podcast. It's just the channel where I do videos. I don't do a podcast.
Please watch it. He needs the view.
Yeah, we love the view. Yeah, it's great.
I
don't know, but we're ending here right now.
Red Lanterns omnibus coming out.
I'm down there. Save it for Tuesday when you're not here.
Oh, this isn't going to be until June.
Yeah,
this thing isn't going to end until June.
But
that's true.
Thank you, Maranya. And we're gonna end it right here. If you guys have done so, please click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tomorrow night we will be reading
God.
Amazing Spider-Man 196.
We really are the governor of the long goodbye here.
Well,
Yes, we are.
considering when's the last time you've seen this channel get the 17, 18 views and stay that way?
The last time Zach came on shirtless.
Hey, wait! You
Didn't
said,
I do that?
hey, wait a minute! You guys said that we aren't allowed to be shirtless.
And we're not well.
Next week, I'm going shirtless and pantless.
As long as your icon stays like that, you can do whatever you want.
Literally, if you do that, Jeff, this is all they're gonna see next week.
Batman?
No.
Oh.
Please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
I thought you were gonna boot me.
And I think Maranya might die. Because it'll be the second guy she's seen that's overweight and shirtless.
Hey,
YouTube.
like I said, I've about put 1 or 2 more pounds, and it'll be 100 that I've dropped.
It's okay. I'm not judging you out loud.
Out loud, you said.
Or you'll do it behind the scenes where nobody can hear, or at
No,
least when I'm not
I'll
around.
be on your back because it take a half tank of gas. Turn
Well,
around.
no, you guys.
If this goes any longer, Jerry Lewis is going to come out and tell us how much we've raised so far.
You know, I'm purposely extending it because I know you're gonna complain more. That's the fun part about it. Anyway, we're in here right now. For real. Later, guys. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Or no, 8 p.m. Eastern. For
Good night,
Amazing
Jeff.
Spider-Man.
Jamie,
One of those times is